Jomari Peterson. He's a member at AventuresDAO. And not only that, he's a core strategist, Snowball DeFi, and Axial DeFi. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
What it do? What it do? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you, sir.
Yes. Enjoying life. Excited to be here, supporting the Dexalot and the CLOB.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, we're really happy to be here, to have you here. Like, I was when Firestorm told me you were going to be on the show. You might not believe this, but when I was first getting into Avalanche and, trying to get a job with Dexalot, I was obviously listening to a lot of Twitter spaces, and I used to hear you talking in a lot of the Twitter spaces that I was in. And I was like, then Firestorm was like, okay, we're having Jomari Peterson from Aventures on the show. And I was like, I used to listen to that guy in Twitter spaces. That's awesome, man. So it's great to have you here, man.
Good to be here. Always glad to be an asset.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Well, so unfortunately, like I said, Firestorm isn't going to be here. I know you guys know each other, and you could give him a hard time when we have you back to the show. Okay.
Oh yeah. Sure.
But I just wanted to talk to you about kind of your background, how you came to work with all the parties you're working with, like Aventures, how you got into crypto. I like to call it the people behind the projects. You know what I mean? So
got you. Yeah. I mean, more than happy to give that spiel. I came into the Web3 cryptocurrency space in 2016. I was trying to look into ways of doing voting, like web-based voting in like an informed democracy where people can vote on the things that they want to and delegate to others. Eventually found out that was called liquid democracy. But I didn't know that at the time. I thought I was making something new. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm innovating.
Right.
Reach out to some cryptographers, and then reach out to David Chom, who was one of the founders of kind of like the CryptoPunk movement and all that kind of stuff. And he mentioned randomized sample voting and blockchain. So that got me into Ethereum. Ended up creating a project called the Quantum Resistant Ledger as my first product. That was about 100 million network valuation when I left that one. And then spent the next...
I had to air horn that. I mean, come on.
Right. No, I feel you. Spent the next 2 years really delving into governance, into DAOs, into the DeFi and proof of stake systems. Trying to figure out how to build something that mattered. It can maybe make a change. Ended up becoming a strategist for Pickle Finance while I was also trying to launch Finite Games, which was meant to be a mechanism for playing NFT-based games using kind of like closed economics. So built Pickle Finance, used that to become part of the founding team of Snowball, which was the first auto compounder and venture studio on Avalanche. So as a DAO, we launched a bunch of pools. We introduced a lot of people to Avalanche and helped them generate yields. I think we made $10 million for our users in that year. Had about 100 million TVL. So we had an impact. We was helpful. Ended up spinning out Axial, which was the first stable swap. And then from all that, just really became part of Adventures because it was part of a bunch of people that are OGs in the space who are building things that mattered. So we had people from Pangolin, people from Yieldjack, people that were working on Fief Guild, people that were like seed investors in Avalanche, basically people with a lot of experience and depth in this space. And it was an opportunity for us to invest in other projects that were up and coming and that are trying to push Avalanche and the Web3 space forward. So I was really excited about that. And now I've been abstracting everything I've learned from there to launch Fi-Hub. So I'm just enjoying this space, trying to build something that can change lives. Fundamentally believe that what we're building today is going to be the financial institutions of tomorrow. Yes. So that's why I'm excited about projects like Dexalot, because bringing central limit order books is vital to actually building a more efficient system of moving assets and price discovery. So yeah,
that's awesome, man. I mean, I follow you on Twitter, and that what you're saying here just reflects of a lot of what I see you tweeting is that like, you are about what you talk about. You know what I mean? You are being about it, not just talking about it. And
I try my best to be about it, as they say, right?
Yeah, exactly. And, I think that's really key. Like when we're looking at all the projects within, on Avalanche, But we did have Tamara from Aventures on just a few months back too. So we're keeping it in the family. You know what I mean?
Fire.
And yeah, definitely, man. So that's a really cool story. So back in 2016, wow, that's like I feel like that's not that far away, but it actually is. You know what I mean? When you really
it's weird, because a year in this space is more like 2-3 years.
Exactly. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep
going.
No,
I mean, yeah. So you aged quickly, because I know last year was forever. I was like, yo, is it time to retire? But no, because I think it's the nature, because this space is 24/7, and there is no closing time, right? And there's people that need help globally around the world. Like the system keeps going. Like uptime is 99.99999, right? Like so therefore, you're trying to have support. Your building says something new. You're trying to fix problems so it's easy on ramping. You're trying to keep abreast of everything that's being learned. Twitter and Discord is how people like find out new information, and people don't stop talking. Like, and then they might talk in one Discord, be it on a different channel. So you're trying to do all these different channels. It's a mess. It's a mess.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of noise. So there's a lot to work through. And it's like you said, it's a worldwide thing. There's no closing time. So yeah, it can get crazy. So a year definitely feels like how does the saying go? Let's say if you work in crypto, you're like, oh yeah, the crypto world. I spent a year there one night. Remember that? Okay, sorry, that was a really bad joke, guys. But this brings me to something someone is asking in the chat. Sorry, my guy Brad McFall. This is our ops manager here at Dexalot. And this kind of actually brings me to something I wanted to talk to you about, because I saw. Correct me if I'm wrong, but were you streaming some Saw yesterday?
I was. I actually have to play my second round today.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, that reminds me, follow Jomari on Twitch. All right. We love to see other people in the crypto space embracing Twitch, because it's kind of like a weird thing, right? Like, when I first pitched this, everybody was kind of like, okay, yeah, let's see what this is. And we've just been having so much fun with it that, we decided to grow it and expand it and keep it going. Yeah. And it's great to see other people in the crypto space embracing, alternative platforms within it. You know what I mean?
No, it's vital. I mean, to reach new audiences, it's important to be within the platforms and spaces that they are. I think Twitch is a very powerful one, especially when you talk about streaming live content. Like particularly like when you have challenges in games. Like Twitch is one of the most effective mediums for that. I actually really want to get into it more, like, because I'm too busy building, but I really want to play a lot more games on stream.
I mean, you and me both, Jomari. Like, we're both in the same boat. I'm like the resident gamer at Dexalot. I mean, we have a lot of games. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm like very plugged into. I mean, I was one of those guys. I had the Best Buy app open and the Best Buy desktop open on two different laptops, trying to get the PS5 back.
That was work. Getting the PS5 was work.
It was crazy. I mean, that was I mean,
I probably spent more
time. But it worked.
I think I spent more time than money to get a PS5. Like,
that's absolutely true, because you have to keep hitting. You have to spam the button until it adds to cart, and then they have to send you a code. Guys, they send you a code. They don't even let you add it to the cart. They have to send you a code via your email. It's a mess. It's a whole thing. You know what I mean? Someone's got to streamline that process. You and I got to talk about that. But our guy, Brad McFall, is asking in the chat, back to my original point, how can I convince my teenage nephew that Web3 games are not basic? Which I think is a good question.
Yeah, no. I mean, really, you have to let them play games that aren't basic. I mean, we know we have games like Pulsar coming out.
Yes.
We know we have games like Alluvium on Ethereum. Like we know Gala Games makes a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I think they just launched Spider Tanks a couple of days ago. Like, there's a lot of opportunities to experience like fun experiences. Hatchy Pockets is doing like mini games that they did a derivative of, like the Survivors game, where it's like millions of enemies coming at you at once. So they got that one that just came out. I think it's just like letting them play stuff. I mean, there's certain things that aren't tailored towards a real game experience. I as much as I like what Krabata has done for me, I mean, I try to get my son to play Krabata, and he was like the learning curve and the difficulty curve was just too high.
Sure, I get that.
So finding stuff that's fun and accessible, and they are there. I mean, because ownership is important. Like just like when people delved into playing World of Warcraft, and when people delve into EVE Online, the ownership of your organizations, your community, those things are vital and have impact. And there's metagaming and all that. And as we get to a point where those exist more, I think it's going to be continually more powerful.
Definitely, man. I mean, and so, okay, Brad, I hope that answers your question. Tell your nephew to just seek out more games. Maybe we should do that. We should make a Dexalot recommends for Web3 gaming. You know what I mean? Because like, absolutely. I feel like that's kind of like, I feel like a lot of people have the problem that Brad's nephew is having with the Web3 gaming stuff. You know what I mean? Because people coming from Web2 gaming, I think they get scared off by anything that's crypto, you know?
Yeah.
And so they go, okay, well, what am I going to do here? How am I even going to do this? So I think with something like Pulsar, like that's one that sticks out to me as, Brad, have your nephew play Pulsar. Because that one
they have a beta that he can download right now and test out like for free, like to kind of see if he's into like that real-time strategy. Yes. Heroes Unchained, if he likes turn-based strategy, you could have him test out. Well, I don't think it's over, but Fableborn had a couple of testing periods. That was more like an isometric top-down view, like kind of the dungeon crawler. So if he likes things like Diablo and whatnot, then that's a good experience for those. But whatever your taste, I feel like that there's a good amount of ground covered, like trading card games galore. Like so you got Gods Unchained, you got Skyweaver. Skyweaver can be played on mobile. Clearly, I play a lot of Web3 games. So just send them to me. Just send them to tell them to send me a message on Twitter, and I'll just give them a big list.
You're hearing it here first, guys. If you have any questions about Web3 games or you need suggestions, Jomari is your guy. Okay, well, I want to make this like a whole segment now. And you can follow him, Jomari_P on Twitter. Make sure you're following him. But yeah, man, because, that's one thing that I think about, like, how do we get Web2 users excited about Web3 games, and I think what you're saying is there's a wide variety of things we can choose from right now, guys. So, and I think that a lot of people in the space, if you're not seeing something that you like, you can actually just build it. You know what I mean? That's what's really great about our space. Like,
no. So, and that's what's crazy is this space is so interesting because not only can you build it, but you could possibly build it with assets of a game or intellectual property that you like. Because I mean, that's one of the reasons I like Hatchy Pocket is because they allow you to use those game assets to create something else if you want to. So people are building game assets for you if you want to build something different. So that's really the amazing part of asset to transferability or interoperability, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely, man. So maybe you could talk about, I guess, what are you excited about right now? I know it's kind of a weird time. We're still in the bear, and Dexter's trying to beat the bear actively, how he does. But what are you excited about right now? What's going on?
Yeah, on my end, I've been building for FiHub, like Financial Hub, which is meant to become a future infrastructure for people who are trying to discover and activate assets. So kind of like the Dexalot allows you to swap between assets, but then there's still a question like, what do you do with those assets, what you have, whether it's USDC or AVAX, right? And the navigating where you use them is difficult. So we're really creating a mapping of where assets can be used and allowing you to execute in that same place. So you can see, okay, I can deposit it here, take that wrap token, deposit here and earn 30%, or take it over here, earn 15%, and kind of get risk metrics and then execute those transactions in the same place. So it's about discovery and execution. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about all the games that Aventures have as part of his portfolio that are showing work being done. I think Smashverse is doing its mint, I think this month. Okay. Smashverse is a combat MMO type thing that they're making. Think basically Fortnite, except for with wrestling, karate, and MMA. MMA is one, boxing is the other one, and wrestling. Yeah, there you go. Those are three kind of big genres, and they're working on getting intellectual rights for like real athletes, so they can be in-game characters. which kind of gives me the little Bronx game that they used to have where we can play as random rappers, except for these won't be rappers, these will be professional athletes. So I'm excited about Smashverse. They're doing this thing called social NFTs, SNFTs, where basically the NFTs give you a Twitter account as well, so you can tweet as that character. So if you basically you're authenticated by owning the NFT. So if you sell the NFT, the new owner gets access to that Twitter account, and therefore that is building. It's the ownership of that persona, which is kind of bellissimo, very beautiful. So Smashverse, I'm excited about. Pulsar, I think, is supposed to be launching. Their first test games. Their subnet came out already. Juiced about that. Looking forward to those type of things. Also been interested in there's a thing called Potion Protocol, and they're basically like pseudo swap on Ethereum, except for that they allow the liquidity pools to actually be kind of routed together. Is that an interesting way? But basically, what their point is, they allow you to switch between NFTs and tokens, right? So you can actually have liquidity pools of tokens and NFTs, which then allows you to create kind of interesting ways of routing for gameplay and whatnot. So you can directly swap between assets or swap to whatever. So I'm interested in that. I love that work going on. What else am I excited about? The BAMF on Avalanche, the EVM subnet type stuff, where we can kind of the elastic subnets. I think that work is dope, fantastic. And I know they're actively working on trying to make sure that there's more effective communication between subnets, so you can make trades, but between those and communicate between subnets. That's exciting. Hopefully I'm using words people make sense of.
No, I mean, this is great for all our viewers and listeners, because it's like, guys, if you want to, we don't have to feel bad during the bear. I mean, look at all the stuff Jomari's even mentioning that's so exciting that's going on. I mean, look, I just want to focus on an NFT, a Twitter account that's linked to your character.
Yes,
that's brilliant to have it an ongoing. Like if you sell it to another person, they become that character and they run the Twitter. Yo, that's brilliant. I love that so much. Just great stuff. I mean, there's a lot of, I'm very excited about Web3 gaming, guys, as you can tell. As I said, I'm the resident gamer guy. But hearing you rattle off that list is just like, man, this is why I was excited to have you on the show. But all that being said, have you heard of this Dexalot Trading Cup that we have coming up?
Nah, I haven't heard of.
You haven't heard of the Dexalot Trading Cup?
All right, well, I'm uninformed.
Well, okay. Well, the Dexalot Trading Cup, it's happening. It's the first in a series of competitions, right? Trading competitions that we're having. It's going all the way to the subnet. Every 10 days until the subnet launches, we're going to have a new contest, right? And basically, it's just we're using mock tokens, but you can earn real rewards. That's actually pretty hard to say. And the thing about it is there's not a limit on how you can trade. You can do things manually. You can write a bot for yourself. You can, anything goes. I don't want to give anybody ideas.
So really,
we want to see how creative people can get
to win, basically.
What? Say that again?
So I just need one good trade to win, basically.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I can't say for sure, but I think that we're trying to get everybody entered into it. And I actually was kind of curious, like, do you think you would have any kind of strategy for a contest like that? Like what if you were to get some mock tokens? It's basically like, here, I'll read you the rules. So the contest is held on our subnet release candidate. You'll be trading mock AVAX and mock USDC. You'll receive equal amounts in your portfolio. You can't withdraw tokens from the portfolio. You can trade manually. You can write a program to trade for you. There are no restrictions to how you trade. You obtain Mock-a-Lot to use as transactional gas from the Avalanche faucet, and the prize will be divided proportionally based on your DIP score, which is the Dexalot incentive program, among the top 5 users. So I know that's a lot of information that I just dropped on you out of nowhere. But hearing all that, do you have like any kind of strategy you might be able to tell the viewers? It's okay if you don't want to give your strategy away.
So as someone who's not a big active trader, because I hate losing money, the way I typically the way I typically would approach it is really like kind of, because it's an order book. I'll be looking at trends and really just trying short term trends, and particularly I would be comparing what's happening on their interface against what was happening like on Coinbase or Kraken, because typically there's the delay or arbitrage just in the nature of platforms. So I'll really be doing like a comparative analysis and trying to replicate what the trends I see on another space on Dexalot first. So basically trying to be the first active person to match the rest of the world. Okay, gotcha. Your camera glitched a little bit, but I think most of the chat, did we get that? Did everybody get that? We'll have to clip that and put it in the replay. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, we're showing it on screen. Everybody, this is all the information. Start date's November 7th. Production, if we could put the link to sign up in the chat. I don't have it handy on me right now, and I can't get to it, but if we could put that link in the chat for signups so that all our friends can sign up to play, that would be awesome. Put it in Jomari, I think you're frozen. I think you might be a little frozen here. Let's see. Frozen. Am I frozen? Oh, there you are. Now you're good. Oops. Yeah, your signal's kind of, we got I don't know. We got the type form for it. Let's show this in the chat, guys. Well, that looks like it's the copied link from Medium, but that's all good. You can sign up to play the Dexalot Trading Cup. There's Jomari. He's all cleared up again. Okay, we got him back. All right. So anyway, well, that sounds like a good strategy. I mean, I think that, just the fact that there's no real restrictions here, I think that's what we're having the most fun with. You know what I mean? And absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Jomari, I have 2 more questions for you before I let you go. And I just want to say again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk with us. This has been awesome. Absolute pleasure. It's where I want to be. My man. Okay, so question number 1, will you come back and talk to us about Web3 gaming and Aventures and everything that's going on with you? Because I would love to hear more. And just your general vibe and excitement is a great thing to have on the stream. So we'd love to have you back if you'd love to come back. Absolutely not. I refuse. Never coming back here again. Worst stream I've ever been on in my life. Oh, guys. No, of course. I kind of thought he was going to say that, guys. I'm so sad now. No, of course. No, this is you guys are working on building something that's vital to the space, and I think even having these streams are important. And I mean, how would I deprive anybody of the opportunity to see my face? I mean, exactly. I love that. I love that attitude. Well, I definitely want to have you back on the show. So my second question, all that being said, is so at the end of the show, which I hope you'll stick around, but if you have stuff to do, all good. We do a little bit of music at the end of the show. Okay. I did see that you're from the Bay Area. I don't know if you're a Bay Area rap fan. But if you have any requests for the mix, I love requests. I welcome them. And all you have to do is send your request to our producer. He will let me know. Or you can let me know right now if you have anything off the top of your head that you'd like to hear in the mix. I mean, anything from the Bay Area hyphy movement period. I'm always down for that. Jomari, let me tell you something. This is a personal note, right? So I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as the sign says. Oh. And basically I used to be a very big proponent here in the Midwest of the hyphy movement. Basically all hip hop subgenres I was very plugged in, right? Yeah. And so my friends and I, we were the DJs in the city that played a lot of crunk music and a lot of hyphy music. Okay. So what we ended up doing is we made a party called Get Crifey. We just played, and it was the most fun I've ever had it was a highlight of my career, man. We ran that party for about 8 years, and we made a lot of money. So it sounds like the type of party that should run for that type of time period. It would have run for more if well, it's a whole story. We'll get into it another time, but I would be happy to play some hyphy rap for you. That is absolutely my forte. So I got you. I hope you stick around. If you don't want to hang out in the green room, I hope you'll at least join us on Twitch.
But I just want to say again, Jomari Peterson of Aventures, our friends at Aventures, man, it was so great to have you on the show. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry, Firestorm. I'm sorry you couldn't, grill Firestorm. I think he had to go back to his home planet of Jupiter. That, you guys, is a early in the CLOB joke. If you were a viewer of In the CLOB back before Firestorm's face reveal, you recognize. I used to make a joke that he was broadcasting from Jupiter. So I got a million of them. Jomari. Anyway, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us and talk about Aventures and yourself and Web3 gaming and dropping so much knowledge, man. This has been awesome.
No, absolutely. It's my pleasure. Let the music commence.
Well, first we're going to spin the wheel of PFPs, and then somebody's going to win an exclusive Dexalot PFP first. So
it's me.
Well, you got to join the chat. You got to join the chat for that.
I thought I did.
Oh, well, maybe you did. Well, I'll give you some time. Well, everybody, that was Jomari Peterson of Aventures. Thank you again, Jomari, for being here, and we will see you next time.